What's up, guys? We here. Today's conversation, we talking to Battles Facts. Facts Nation. 6. Black Collar TV. We gonna talk to you today, Facts. We gonna definitely talk to you today. We wanna have, an honest conversation with the fans and everybody's who's been following this Remy Ma and Papoose situation with Eazy the Black Captain and Clarissa Shields being like casualties of war during this battle, during this fight between those two. But we're gonna talk to Facts today, guys. And the reason why I want to talk to Facts is for probably one simple reason, man, and that's the biasness, the caping for Eazy, the trying to change the narrative on what's actually true between what's false. But shout out to Battle Facts, man. I just want to shout him out because he's been doing some great work lately. He's been outside in the field. He's been getting the content that we need, and he's been engaging in the battle rap culture for for a while now. But when it comes to Eazy and Papoose, and Remy and Clarissa, he's been heavily caping for Eazy, right? And I was on his live the other day, and it was titled "Joe Budden Caping for Papoose is Nasty Work." Remy Ma showed receipts, and then he got Eazy fought with a question mark. But during that live, you can tell, like, as I listened to the whole entire live, so shout out to you. I also sent him a couple of super chats, and he shouted me out. He shouted me out as what it was, convins in the cave. But just to clarify that for those who was watching, and he was shouting out convins in the cave, it was really Convos in the Cave podcast. That's me on YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe. Convos in the Cave podcast. Mel, my name is Mel, and I'm your host, right? And I sent him 3 super chats because I wanted him to actually, read out what I was saying to see if I see anybody who felt the same way, just to know if I was bugging or not. And he shouted me out for the most part. So salute to you, Battle Facts. You're not a biased person as far as like reading comments that doesn't align with what you're saying. As soon as they super chat, you do be reading it out. I just want to shout that out. And I put in there that you sound like you're caping for Eazy, right? And his response to that was, he is caping for Eazy. That's his man. You know what I mean? And it's hard to, it's hard for you to be in between this or trying to, justify your thoughts and your opinions on it when you are a little biased. You know what I mean? And I just want you to know that people look for you for some type of mediation. You know what I mean? And it's thorough that we do that for the fans because they, fans are fans. They either going for one side or other, but somebody has to be there to, tell the truth and, cause, like, just spread a narrative of optimism, you know what I mean? Or give the benefit of the doubt, based on the information that you received. Not to side with one person and try to create that narrative of that other person that you're siding with and push their truth out there. You know what I mean? For just to sum it up. But we're gonna go through some of the stuff that he was talking about in this video, right? And I'm gonna fast forward a lot of it because it's an hour and 55 minutes long, but it was some things that were being said that I wanted to kind of rebuttal or kind of have, a different perspective on, because I felt that based on his answers, it was biased, right? So we here, man, and Battle Facts, today's conversation is going to be with you. Hopefully you look at this video. Remember, guys, continue to like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. It's the only way we're going to grow. Hit me up in the comments, man. Talk to me, I talk back. Let's get it. We're going to fast forward this because it's a little... This is intro. He got a long intro. Intro is fire, though, by the way. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
dog. Now y'all can say I'm rocking out. Nah. Y'all what time it is. Now y'all can say I'm rocking out for my dog. Now y'all can say I'm rocking out for my dog tonight. Like the stream, share the stream. I'm gonna need y'all to do that. I'm not buying that. Don't hit the like button.
Even though he started out telling the crowd that, or telling the fans that he's rocking out for his dog, I still feel that, with his platform, like how big, it's his trajectory and how he's been growing the channel. I wish that he can, always be that sense of mediation and not really choosing sides unless it's the side of the truth or what makes more sense. You know what I mean? Sometimes us as bloggers, we get on this channel and we become fans of the people that we're talking about, and we kind of, create a narrative just to get the fans to, side with us based on our narrative and it doesn't have any facts aligned with it.
I'm not buying that tonight. Hit the like button, share the stream. Hit the like button, share the stream. We're not about to do this. We're not about to do this. We're not about to do this. I don't know.
I forgot to tell you, what he's doing is he's just reacting to Joe Budden's and the JBP podcast, speaking about the Remy versus Pap situation. So I think I said that in the beginning, but I just reiterated for the new people who's watching.
What about y'all? What's up, Mr. Floor? I see you. Frost Freezy, Chris. We ain't about to do this, nigga. I don't necessarily think is all hate, because Joe Budden is time I'm listening to Joe, like saying real quick, man, before people start coming in the building. Nah, we ain't about to do this, y'all. We ain't about to do this, man. We ain't about to do this. Jones say the whole time I'm listening to Joe, like, stop it, nigga. Shake my head. And why he got so much hate for Eazy? To me, we gonna talk about it. So I don't necessarily think is all hate, because Joe Budden is a self-proclaimed hater. He would tell you he's a hater. You know what I'm saying? At least he's honest about it. But I don't think it's all hate. We about to talk about it. Carolina, what's up? Chris Wiley, salute. Right, Mr. Floor to the factory, which is what we call the chat. Shout out to him. I asked a question. The reason why Fatty Addis said, come on, Fatty Addis in his tatting. He on the ones and twos, man. What's up, Just? Say salute to right, this is his and I'm gonna use Jihad. Shout out to Harlem Legend TV. I just sent y'all over there through the port as usual. Up on Harlem Legend TV, man. You know he go crazy pulling this up. I need to see what y'all saying. He's to the factory, Carolina, and the what is like this. See, go the back and forth. It was messy. Factz said everybody that's from the point of view.
I want to get.
Why do I keep going this?
He responded to.
Let's do that. Saying his name, so he called him Duke, right? Hold on. But if y'all see the screen, put it one chat. Tyler Carter, what's up? Share the stream, like the video, y'all. Share the stream and like the video, man. We about to go up. We about to go up. We about to go up on this. BX Aquarius said nobody needs receipts. We here because she cheated, and we all see it. And they tried to lie about it for a year. What are we doing? You absolutely need receipts, because what you just did was just what you feel about it and want to get off is facts. That's not what we do in Factz Nation. All right, I see the ones Danye, Skrill, Tyler, KKB, in a different bag. All right, bet. Standing for this rhetoric that Joe Budden put out there. He's taking up for his mans. Now, yes, Eazy, that's my mans. I'm not gonna take up for him when he's wrong and make us both look stupid. I just be quiet like he been doing, play in the background. Let me just chill. But we not about to do this. We about to talk about a lot. It's gonna trigger some of y'all. That's fine. Y'all can yourself talk crazy. You can do what you need to do. Y'all know how we play it over here. But we gonna stick to the facts. We gonna stick to the logic. We gonna stick to that. We're not about to play games and twist shit. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. There we go. I was looking. What up,
Duke?
All right.
The audio. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Like Clarissa and Duke.
Actually, it's easy to stay out of it, but you kind of might want them. You kind of
about how that nigga moving this.
You might kind of want them to have you back at least publicly.
No, I can't hear you. You're mumbling again. Is he? I can't hear.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying his name. I ain't fuck with none of that shit. I'm with Pap on shit. Don't shake somebody's hand.
I agree.
All right, so here we go. Right here we go. Right out the gate. Right out the gate. No, you good, media? Oh no, you say because I was looking for you. All right, so listen. Right, this we do. Hit the like button, share the stream. Right out the gate. He said, I'm not saying his name. I'm not saying the nigga name or whatever. I'm with Pap. Cool. That's your mans. That's your mans. You know what? Damn, I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared. But I will.
that's not necessarily true. Even though Pap, Remy, and Joe Buttons are cool, but that's not why he's not saying his name. If you watch the JBP podcast and you got the everything in its totality, he was basically saying that he's not rocking with a person that basically what Pap was saying. If Pap's story aligns, Joe Buttons was saying that he's not rocking with a person that's gonna shake my wife's hand and knock my wife down. That's what Joe Buttons' narrative was. So, even though Joe Buttons and Pap and Remy, they know each other, that like narrative that Factz was responding to wasn't basically caping for Papoose in that moment. He was just basically saying that he's not on Eazy's side because Eazy did the ultimate disrespect, which was shake my hand and knock down my wife. You know what I mean? That's what it was.
Will be. Hold on. I wasn't prepared. This is gonna take a quick second. Hold on. Real quick, y'all. I got y'all. I got a shot of an opportunity. Listen to it. Ding. I know he gonna say, I'm gonna listen to everything he say. We're gonna listen to the whole audio. We ain't gonna skip nothing, edit and slide. We ain't about to get to the part you want us to get to. And we'll fix it. But let me rewind that. Let's rewind that, Joe. Let's rewind that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Like Clarissa and Duke.
Easy. Actually, it's easy to say stay out of it, but you kind of might want them.
You kind of about how to move in this.
You might kind of want them to have your back at least publicly.
No, I can't hear you. You're mumbling.
That's where Joe Buttons lie at. Pay attention to detail, guys. Don't let facts oversaturate your brain with his narrative too much. Just listen to the detail. I don't respect how Eazy was moving in this whole entire situation. Now take Eazy now and understand exactly what Eazy's been doing. If you follow the culture, you guys know that he did a live and he was like, I lied. Yeah, I don't want to talk to y'all. I lied. But anyway, that's what Joe Buttons' energy came from. So it's not like he's just straight caping for Papoose because he know him or that's his man's. So this is why it was bothering me. This whole interview or this live was really bothering me because I felt like Factz wasn't keeping it real in terms of letting the people know exactly why Joe is a reason for everything and why Joe Buttons is responding the way he is.
Mumbling again. Is he? Yeah, I can't hear.
I'm just saying I'm not saying his name. I ain't fucking with that shit. I'm with Pap on shit. Don't shake out of hand.
I agree.
Wife.
See? All right, boom. I ain't saying that. He called him Duke.
See, he just said I'm with Pap. You don't shake nobody's hand and then F his wife. All right.
Dukes, because he said he's not saying his name, so he called him Duke, right? I ain't saying that nigga name. I don't fuck that shit. Whatever. No, Danny Myers, absolutely not. If they pull up, we doing it. Shout out to Verb and JC. And you still ain't hit me up for your reach. Shout out Danny Myers, the bar guy, y'all. Featuring Eazy, the block captain. What's this name? This guy, y'all. God battle rap.
Factz put up a post saying, "Oh, you call him Duke. You're not saying his name." But then you did a interview with Eazy, the Black Captain. I think after he came off a win, I think Eazy and Joe Buttons had a bet and said if Eazy would win a battle, he'd bring him up on the pod or whatever to say sorry or whatever the case is. So Eazy apparently won the battle and came up and just had a conversation with Joe. That's what that was about. So Joe knows him. You know what I mean? He knows him because he brought him up on the show, of course. But the reason for him contradicting himself in this sense of I'm not saying Duke's name is he's kind of acting as if he don't know him, but he really met him. That's kind of true. There's some validity there. So I'm not going to shed too much light on that. So I think Joe was a little on the wrong side of saying I'm not saying his name. So I give you that Factz.
Rapper, you hear me? Master battle rapper. No. So he say he don't rock with Eazy. He ain't saying that nigga name. This, Joe. What's this? What is this, Joe? Patreon exclusive overdue apology featuring Eazy, the block captain. What's this, Joe Budden?
All right, he put the picture of
turn his TV.
What is this, Joe Budden?
We're going to fast forward.
What is this? What is this with someone shaking a man's hand? Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all feel like Joe Budden ever snaked anybody when it comes to a woman? Do you think he ever tried to holler at somebody woman behind their back? 1 in the chat for yes, 2 is for no. Do y'all feel like Joe Budden ever snaked anybody in his life when it comes to a female? We talking about Joe Budden here, y'all. 1 if yes, 2 if no. I want to see y'all lie. I want to see y'all lie. You say, I guess Joe changed his mind. No, he did.
So one thing about this is this has nothing to do with Papoose, Remy, Eazy the Black Captain, and Clarissa. Joe Budden's personality or character traits or who he is as a person does not have anything to do with him having an opinion or a thought on the situation that happened. So that's like a low blow a little bit. It's like a low blow.
Yeah, type private. Did have ever snaked anybody when it came to?
We all know Joe.
I'm not. You don't shake anybody's hand. We saw Joe do all type of stuff in Joe before. Word don't mean shit when you talking about.
His narrative is you shouldn't be speaking or you're not qualified to speak on anybody's relationship when you have a history of treating women, you know, bad. But that's neither here or there. Like, we here to talk about Remy and Pat. So he's trying to send a shot. You know, it didn't work for me.
About morals and principles. You are a self-proclaimed hater when it was beneficial. We're not trying to hear that. So I know you want to speak up for your mans, but are you the person for the job? Well, maybe so. Because if I could have thousands and tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, man, you know, Eazy, my mans, I'm going to do it too. I'm going to do here. It might be only a couple thousand, but I'm going to do that for my mans too. However many people we could reach. You can say his name. You did it before. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's continue.
From the position of somebody that loves Rem.
Hold on. You just said his name. You just said his name. So there you go. Exactly. Factz 1, Joe 0. Thank you. Matter of fact,
all in your battles and all. I'm not with none of that easy shit. I'm talking from the position of somebody that loves Rem and Pat.
I got you. And I felt when Pap said, like, yo, something that stuck out to me, he was like, I kind of was concerned thinking that he's blackmailing her because she's acting different. And he played some audio of him saying that he has videos and tapes and it will come out whenever he wants it to come out. So Pat was like, I called some people behind the scenes, like, yo, check on Rem and make sure that that she's in this situation willingly and not in it like she's forced because he's blackmailing.
Okay, stop right there. Shout out Queen's Flip, man. I actually rock with Queen's Flip heavy, man. I'm always been a fan of him. His transparency is not, he not perfect, but I always rock with Queen's Flip. Hold on, fresh, life, nice, new member of the Factz list.
But it's not enough.
Say, Papoose talking about he hearing word, he might be blackmailing. He played the audio. First of all, the audio is old. The audio been out. Battle Rap heard it. Now you're on a bigger stage. You play it in a different, with no context for everybody who hasn't heard it, as if this is something just new and we don't understand the context. The audio is old. The audio is old. All of this audio post you going to sneak Eazy or whatever, and it blown out of proportion because people heard about it or saw it and made stories up about it or whatever. Now you got audio of Eazy reacting to.
All right, now that part is true, right? They are talking about old audio, okay? Because Papoose went live and he said his side of the story because he never went live before to explain his side of the story in this case. So this time when he went live, he went from day one to present day and how this transpired. And now that his truth is out there, it's like it's starting all over from scratch, but it's really not. So a lot of people are responding to a lot of the old videos and messages as if it was new because this is Papoose's first time explaining himself. So that's another thing that Factz didn't tell the people that's watching and kind of, you know, give a balanced perspective so that way people can pick and choose a side of their own, you know what I mean? But let's move on.
To it at that time, you got audio of Remy reacting to you reacting to it or whatever. So the whole issue is I'm that he mad, Remy mad or whatever, he like whatever, trying to appease you because you're recording shit or whatever. So we're not gonna act like the audio new. No, if Papoose was so worried about is she getting blackmailed, do she willingly want to be there? Let me ask y'all something. He said let me slow down. Papoose said Remy been a cheater. He said they been a counseling for her. All of this before Eazy, during Eazy, right now. He says she been a cheater. According to him, she been a cheater. So why would you assume all of a sudden with all the egregious, crazy, terrible things she did leading up to this, that, well, maybe she's unwillingly doing it? One who's known for fighting, shooting, whatever else. I don't got to say allegedly. We know how Remy get down. But all of a sudden, she might be unwillingly going.
No, see, that's another misled narrative, right? The thing is, like, if you got to think about it, this is why you guys got to stick to the topic, man, because it's right in front of your face. The reason why he's saying that Remy been a cheater, basically saying, trying to, justify the real reason why he got into it with Eazy wasn't because of the cheat. It was solely because of the fact that Eazy shook his hand and then did him dirty. Now, in other situations where she cheated, that was just a normal cheating situation, and he let go because it's not about the cheating; it's about the woman. Of course, if the woman cheat, you're gonna check the woman and not the dude, obviously. So this is why Papoose story is so important, because he's explaining himself in his situation and why he reacted the way he did, and it's why he justified the way he reacted. You know what I mean? And that's because she's been a cheater. So this is clearly not about cheating, but this is about your man, Eazy to block, disrespecting me, shaking my hand and doing me dirty. So that alludes to his point. And that's another thing that Factz is not like opening his mind to see, because he's caping for Eazy, so his mind is kind of clouded. You know what I mean? He's not seeing through what Pap is really trying to say, and he's using, I think this is more or less of a play on Joe Budden, but the way Factz is responding to it is kind of like he's trying to shut down Papoose's narrative and shut down Joe Budden's narrative at the simultaneously.
No. Absolutely not. We not buying that. Y'all buying that? Makes sense to y'all? All of a sudden, she might be in a play where she might be getting blackmailed and not really want to do it, even though I've been knew about him. I've been knew about it. I saw this. I got pictures of this. He in her phone, all of that. That don't even make sense. It don't make sense. I'm not mad, however you say your name, at all. I'm taking up for my guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking up for my guy, just like Joe Budden is. The only thing is, I stick to the facts and the logic.
But you're not really sticking.
You know what I'm
to the
saying?
Logic. You're not really sticking to the logic, Factz.
I see it. Say Papoose want us to believe Rem been cheating for years. We're gonna get to all of that, Big Si. He was celibate the whole bid. She was locked up. No nigga where options go years with no cooch, wife locked up or not, he is simp. Carter Jones said no about this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to all of that, y'all. We're gonna get to all of that. All right, so listen, right? This the thing. So Queen's Flip is saying that Papoose was giving off the impression she might be blackmailed. I'm worried for her. Nigga, you said she was a cheater. You wouldn't be surprised. You said you knew all about what was going on and all that. That's a lie. It's a lie.
How is it a lie? Did he's saying that because she's a cheater the whole time, Papoose shouldn't care for his baby's mother because of the fact that Eazy the Block Captain put out a audio saying that, trying to blackmail her, saying if you go public, if you don't stay with me or be with me or whatever the case is, I'm gonna drop all of these pictures and videos out of us and all that, right? So that's why he was saying he was trying to be blackmailed, right? But Factz is trying to say, no, you've been a cheater, so how you gonna blackmail me? You ain't doing nothing other than ordinary or other than what you haven't been used to this whole time. You know what I mean? And that's because Papoose is coming from a point where a area where he's saying he cares for her to make sure she is good. This is why you gotta, if you got two sides there's always two sides to a story, right? But you have to listen to both sides, and that is Pap's side. Now he's saying it's a lie. How you gonna tell that man he's lying? He's telling you straight up, like, I care for her, so I want to make sure she wasn't getting blackmailed, because at the end of the day, that's his baby mom. So this is a lot. Bro.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of caping.
Facts and common sense is undefeated. All parties involved are clowns. I'm not mad at that take. I'm not.
Let's fast forward.
It's gonna be looked at different. If the lady is asking
at that take, I'm not. But let's keep going.
If the lady is asking for a divorce and you are still on the step to separate, it's gonna be looked at different. Like he even saying on there, he's saying, "Yo, you cheated, I took you back.
Yes,
you cheated again, I took you
We
back.
went to therapy.
You cheated again, I went to therapy. So you telling us you want her back?"
I just
there we go right
And
there.
I agree with that part. During this whole situation, Joe Buttons is right. I felt this whole. I said we'll talk about that at the end. I don't want to stop the video and talk about that.
Now, one of his co-hosts is about to disagree. Literally, Joe Budden just made my point. You saying she has a history of cheating and it's all because of her that's leading up to this or whatever. So first of all, that would say that it's not easy, because this is what the picture that he's trying to paint. This is what Papoose is trying to paint. This is what Papoose, the people that's rocking with him or like him or just dislike Eazy, they trying to paint that Papoose was so faithful, everything was good, the marriage was good, and then here come Eazy and break up the marriage. Well, Eazy and Remy are saying we've been separated. I mean, Remy and Pat been separated. You know what I'm saying? They've been separated. It's not a new thing. And according to Papoose, she's just been a cheater. So which one is it?
All right,
Is it Eazy that broke up the marriage or her constant cheating and infidelity that you're trying to say?
But Factz, Eazy, Papoose never said Eazy broke the marriage up. You know what I mean? And on top of that, it was the disrespect that led them to this point, not the cheating, bro. So again, this video is kind of more or less caping for Eazy, and it looks bad. It looks bad. Not to say that the video is good. Like, I'm not trying to downplay your content. I'm saying that it just looks bad on your behalf as far as you caping and stuff like that.
Hey, more inconsistencies and just flat out lies. So I'm with Joe Budden on the part to where if you saying all of this and you was still trying to work it out, nigga, you still want to be with her. So now when his co-host is saying they disagree, I want to hear what he got to say, and then we're gonna break down the rest.
Went to therapy. So you telling us you want her back?
I disagree.
No, what led to this?
No, what I think he's trying to do, hear me out. I don't know them, so let's be clear. But oftentimes when people break up, the man bears the brunt of that. I think he's shifting the blame, saying, yo, you were doing all of these things, and I was a stand-up nigga in that, and I took you back. I went to therapy. I did all this other shit, and you still did other shit.
See, I don't think you ever get to vacation from being a stand-up nigga.
Okay, so real quick before Budden get into that part, I agree that that's what he's trying to put. That's what picture he's trying to paint. That I was the stand-up nigga. I'm working through all of your infidelities and the shit that you doing. I'm working through that. I'm accepting it. I'm the one out here looking crazy or whatever, but I'm working on it. And then you, after we agreed what we was gonna do, you still did it again to me.
But even if that's Pap's narrative, right? Let's use this logic. He say he based off logic and facts, right? Let's use that logic, right? You have Papoose, whose storyline been black love, holding it down while she was locked up, going to visits every night. You even have Tony Yayo, who kind of reiterated the fact that, not Tony Yayo, what's this guy name from the West Coast? The guy that's always be like he be mediating beefs and all that. Yeah, I know who I'm talking about. But anyway, you have him saying that he used to be with Pap and K Slay, and he justified that Pap used to fly out of town to record and do some business, and then Papoose used to make sure he come back the next night just so he could get on that flight to go see Rem, or that bus or whatever, to go see Rem. So all right, so you have Papoose, whose story narrative is all about black love and how he held Remy down, and he has no like news or celebrity news or gossip that's been out that's saying he's been with other people, right? Then you have Remy, right? Remy, who's been known from this situation solely about her cheating on Papoose with the battle rapper, right? And then you have some skeptical situations where she's been hanging out with different type of dudes, taking pictures with the same outfits and stuff like that. Aside what she was doing with Remy, what she was doing with Eazy, but this is her character, right? And this has been displayed, and also that she has the cheating attached to her name, right? So you got those two individuals, right? Now you got her telling her story, you got him telling his story. Who are you going to believe? For the most part, who sound more truthful or who's more believable? So that's when logic plays a part. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying with Factz. Like, Factz, you gotta think about this stuff, man. For me,
and the breaking point. That's what he's trying to give off the impression of. But no, she's steady on receipts. She's steady daring you to admit to this and to admit to that. You trying to act like you did nothing wrong. He's steady calling her a narcissist, which is kind of weird for a man to be using that word these days when we know how that's being used, overly used or whatever with the women. She's a narcissist, nigga. Did you do anything wrong? All you did was hold her down when she was locked up, even though she's showing text messages, even though she's showing receipts that you didn't, even though she just accused you of.
Those text messages wasn't really about him cheating. Those text messages was just about random conversations that he's been having about signing papers and documents and things of that nature. Maybe Remy said a couple things, but I don't really see through those text messages that it said, "Oh, you were a cheater." But whatever, I let him. That's his thing.
Dealing with somebody in tune court, which is how you got the opportunity. You're not disputing none of that.
Just came out.
Did you do anything wrong, Papoose? Did you pawn her jewelry? Is it the gambling problem? You did admit to the gambling problem.
All right.
You did.
Now, all right. That was one truth that came out that Papoose agreed to. Another thing that sides with Pat. She said he had a gambling addiction. You know what he did when he responded? I did have a gambling addiction. So now it goes to show you like who's being more truthful, because now you said you made an accusation on me and I agreed to it. That just showed the decency, the common decency that I have to speak the truth. You know what I mean? He could have denied that if he was a liar, just like he lied with everything else according to Factz Nation. Then why not lie about that? If she got so much proof, why don't you just prove that? I mean, I don't know. The same way you're saying that Eazy the same way you're telling us that Remy is saying she have receipts for it, then all of those receipts should have been out right now, because Papoose expressed himself from point A to point B, and everything is out there, and now it should be Remy's turn to just prove everything if it was wrong. I don't understand why she's not using this opportunity to give all the receipts to negate all of the stories that Pat been saying. That's just a little thing that I thought about on the fly. But anyway, let's go.
Did admit to that. So did you pawn it because the gambling problem? You saying you didn't do nothing wrong this whole time. She said she gave you power of attorney. Is that a lie? You can prove that very easily, or tell her, show the power of attorney that you gave me. She's the hell that said, well, he's been alphabetical. He is acting like the narcissist, the manipulator.
Don't start not being that, and I'm not saying that's happening because I love him. Mm-hmm. But don't appear any other way now that there's turmoil and divorce.
And I think that's what
it's too late. It's too late. He already is. And when you say Pap has been nothing but stand up to this point, you know why? Because nobody paying attention to the nigga.
See,
nobody
that's hate. That's hate right there. You see what I'm saying? How he's caping? He's not solely trying to tell Eazy side of the story. He's trying to downplay everything that Pap stand for to get the fans that's watching to, think a different way about Pap. That's hate right there, bro. I gotta say that, Factz. That's a little bit of hate, my bro.
Cares what he's doing. You or nobody else. Y'all not promoting Papoose freestyles or no songs or no albums or no movies or nothing that he got going on. He talking about what Rem didn't put up the tune court. She said because the way you got it is another female. I dare you to say I'm lying. He didn't. Did y'all promote Tune Court to get his percentage for his subscriptions on the Joe Budden podcast? No. Well, let me just ask the question and wait for the answer. No. So we don't know. He's not when it's his turn to talk. He's buy you gifts right here, nigga. I'm sure you did. I mentioned to the nigga. As far as we know, Remy been, and I'm not saying that's any. I rock with my guy too.
This is what I'm saying. So
and I got fact.
I'm gonna fast forward a lot because he goes on these long extended responses in reference to one aspect of the video. So I don't. It's just he just repeating the same thing over and over, but justifying it in his own way. So I don't. If you guys want to see the whole video, just tune over.
Now look right
over to Factz Nation, Black Collar TV, and subscribe to the channel and go to his lives, and everything is up there.
Now look, he said, as far as to our knowledge, you've been a stand-up nigga. Don't change that. Hold on, we got a super chat. She's Abby. he's never bought will be just easily prove that she's lying, which that's high in the shit. You're writing 3 songs on it, but you're saying from that point, you only needed the right team. God,
Hold on.
Papoose,
like
I
this.
stand
I'm
up.
gonna
That's
respond
not saying I don't want to tear it down, saying I wrote 90% of your rhymes. You writing 3 songs on the album. First of all, I don't know how good your mathematics is, God, Papoose. But if you wrote 3 songs off an album, even if it's just a 15-track album, whatever.
See, that's another misleading response. When he said that he wrote 90% of her raps, he didn't say he wrote 90% of her raps when she first came out or when her first album dropped. He was just saying recently he wrote 90% of her raps, and then he was responding to the 3 songs that he wrote on her first album. So that's 2 separate situations. I wrote 3 songs on her first album, right? And as of now, ever since she probably came from prison, he wrote 90% of her raps going forward from the release of her prison date. That's what he was explaining on his live. Now, Factz is trying to make him look bad by, crossing the whole narratives and intertwining both 2 different situations to make it sound confusing when it's really not. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's that. This is what I mean, man. This is bad. This is bad caping for Eazy, Factz.
That's not 90%. So if you saying from that point, you only needed the right 3 songs then, and then leading up to that, 90% after that or whatever, that don't make no damn sense. I'm not saying you ain't never wrote for her. I would hope you did write some bars, but write some shit. And then you gonna say it's gonna send you dumb nigga, put shit together. He turned around, well, I'm not trying to. Are y'all serious? Nigga, because I love Pep. No, nigga, he did. He did stop being that. So to our knowledge, stuff like that, what we seeing, that's not stand up. And again, everybody in the situation.
He's doing. I think he's telling.
It's a messy situation. But let's keep going, man. Let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going.
He's doing. I think he's telling the world, dog, I was a stand-up nigga through all this shit. I stood by you. I did all of these things, and it plays out and looks away for him. Like, yo, damn, he was supportive. Oh, he got cheated on mad times. Oh, he went to therapy. Men don't be wanting to go to therapy. Oh, damn, he's the good guy. He's the consummate good. I think that's what he's saying.
And I think Pap look away, posting a picture of homeboy with the, yo, could you believe? Don't let me go read this shit.
He already took it down.
I bet. And that is my point. That right there is my point. He posted something that he shouldn't have posted about somebody that he shouldn't have posted about. Put a caption that he shouldn't have put. Somebody that loved him, or he just came to his better senses, said, yo, this ain't how I should present.
Yeah.
The phone call.
I just think that's...
Hold on. That's all he did, Joe, was the post. That's all he did. Let me see some of y'all comments, man. He especially need to address that PDF. We about to get to that, who won't smoke, I promise you. He said that she abuses their daughter too. I was about to say, that's why I like to read y'all comments, because I know y'all be on point in the factory over here. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? You tore her down as a mother and said she's not a good mother to her children. I'm not trying to tear her down though. The worst thing you could say to a woman with kids is that she's a unfit mother.
I don't think he said those words verbatim. I think he said something along the lines of something about a situation that he caught her, doing something crazy, something strange in the bed with his child, right? And then he also said that her and Eazy be on some type of drug. He think because of the way the situation planned out, they was acting abnormal. That's how he explained it, for lack of a better term. But if you, I don't know, I didn't really harbor on that. But if you want to use that as some Papoose hate, you can. But, I'm just giving you exactly what he said.
The worst thing you could say, if you say she don't care about her kids, nigga, that's the shit that he's saying about his wife. He got all the verses in his phone, but never showed it. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm with you, Factz. I believe of what nobody ever cared about. Like, come on, man. No, the mother of Margot. So they definitely took the gloves off, and I think it actually sexual relations. You go here. If he would have slapped, you mean Carter Rich was the line?
Oh, this was
that was cool. Her. So you mean to tell me she violated and did something like that with your kid on the bed? You caught her red-handed. That was cool, but she cheated with somebody. Allegedly, according to you, even though you said she been cheating the whole time for so long, longer than y'all even know, that sets you off to go masked up and track somebody down and risk your life. That was the line. Come on, man. We not about to do this. We're about to do this. Am I tripping, y'all? Love what you saying. These podcasts want us to suspend our intelligence and assume Pap wasn't effing around while he has access to Rem bread and she locked the F up. Come on, son. Exactly. That's their sexual misconduct or sexual assault damn near at that point. I don't know what you doing if a kid on the bed and I'm doing that. No, but that didn't make you lose your mind and go crazy. All right, let's keep going, man, because I'm getting pissed off.
That's what I'm trying to say. Hurt should present differently.
Now, to your about the whole, she's saying, yo, I don't care about none of that sign the divorce, hasn't done it. He did finally sign a divorce and everything and wrote a caption with it. And one of the things in there, because he said she lied for an hour straight, but actions speak louder than words. You just called yesterday trying to get back with me.
Should that either?
I know we shouldn't have.
It's nasty.
Let's
nasty.
Hold on.
Nasty. In that, and I'm not saying that appear any other way.
He's telling the world, dog, I was plays out and look, the consummate good guy. I think that's what he
posted something that he shouldn't have posted about somebody that he shouldn't have posted about. Put a caption that he shouldn't have put. Somebody that loved him, he just came to his best senses, said, yo, this ain't how I should present.
Yeah, the phone call.
I just think that's what I'm trying to say. Hurt should present differently.
Now, to your point about the whole, she's saying, yo, I don't care about none of that sign the divorce, and he hasn't done it. He also put up when he did finally sign a divorce and he wrote a caption with it. And one of the things in there, because he said she lied for an hour straight, but actions speak louder than words. You just called me yesterday trying to get back with me.
Did that either?
I know we shouldn't have.
It's nasty.
Well, wait.
Nasty.
Hold on.
Nasty.
It's nasty, but listen. Let's say that happened.
Why would we say let's say that happened? I'm gonna let him finish, but why would we say let's just say that happened in the kitchen? She says she vices. He got recordings and audio of her and Eazy. He got recordings that's one-sided. He don't know who she's talking to. He recorded everything else, but he wasn't on point after all the cheating and nothing to record her trying to get back with him. All was play that recording and she's cooked.
One of the weird narratives too, right? At that point, when Remy had her history of cheating, the reason how she got caught because Pap started, recording certain situations and catching her in a lot of fabricated stories. Oh man, this is about to end. Damn. So I'm gonna end this real quick. So he's saying that why you didn't have recordings about Eazy because at that point it was over and he wasn't in the house and Remy spent $150,000 reconstructing her house, so it was kind of tough to record. And the reason why Pap didn't sign those papers is this is all what Pap was saying. The reason why he didn't sign those papers is because he was looking for the right lawyer to sign the papers, and I guess he was probably finding the most, it was a lot of expensive lawyers probably. I'm thinking it's a finance thing, and he was trying to look for the cheapest probably. That's what I think. But him saying he was looking for the right lawyers. Now, ultimately, out of this whole situation, I'm gonna end this video right there because it's about to cut off. Out of this whole situation, I think Pap really wanted to be with Remy, and this Eazy situation was like the last straw. And in response to him saying that Remy texted her saying, "You're done with me, or you don't want to be with me anymore," I think that after he fell in love with Clarissa, that's when it was kind of confirmed that he was done. So ultimately, I think he wanted to be with her, but being that Clarissa came into play, it kind of solidified that he did. He just fell in love with her and just went in her direction. So I'm in that video right there. Remember, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I should turn the camera on and finish this video out, but I think I got enough content for the day. But let me know if you guys want me to continue this video. Like, hit me up in the comments. Let me know. In the meantime, enjoy the video. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Factz channel. And yeah, let me know if y'all feel like Factz was caping in this video. I think this was heavy on the cape side on Eazy's behalf, and it just looked a little embarrassing to me. But yeah, shout out to you guys, man. We out. Until next time. Peace.